What's up, guys? We're back here at the GOMTV.net studio here in Samsung Station. How you doing?
Dude, I'm loving DJ BK, man.
I'm loving it, man.
This
great
is
music,
cool.
Great games.
We actually need to get like some strobe lights in here during the commercials.
We do.
Man.
We
Just
do.
have a little mini nerd rave.
That's right. I would love that. So we're going to go to the final match here of our first group. We have two groups today.
That's right.
So this is just Group A.
Yeah, and we're going to have a rematch between Soulkey and YugiOh coming up. YugiOh won the first, so can Soulkey come back and advance as many people are expecting?
I expect to see some much more standard orthodox play coming out of this out of Soulkey here.
I think what we're going to see is, well, you know what? Here's the thing. It is Whirlwind as our final map.
That's very true. Very different map.
So the Swarm hosts are going to be a little bit harder to use.
You can definitely circumvent Swarm hosts on this map.
Yeah, a lot quicker, a lot easier. I think we might see Soulkey play pretty similarly to what we saw last game, right? Open up with Mutalisks, and then go into Roach Hydra.
You know, he's very good with that Mutalisk play.
Yeah, he got so much damage done despite Spores, Queens, and Hydras. He got a lot of damage
There's a real art when you get your Mutas, what order you go around the map, where do you hit, how long do you hit in a certain place, you know, when do you want to go deep into their base versus when do you want to stay on the edges so you can go back and defend.
And we're just hitting the beginning of that with Mutalisks right now in StarCraft 2. In StarCraft 1, it was so mapped out, like the patterns with which you attacked. Oh my God,
it was so mapped out.
They were so complicated, and there were variants, and like the thing is, if you were even seconds late in certain areas, you messed up, right?
That's just it.
Because you're losing value. But it's a very interesting thing, and Soulkey's extremely good at it because, of course, he has the practice as a StarCraft 1 Zerg.
He absolutely does, and that makes sense then. With StarCraft 2 Mutalisks in Heart of the Swarm being a little bit better than the Wings of Liberty Mutalisks, he's going to go use those as much as he can, bringing over that StarCraft 1 skill into StarCraft 2.
Certainly. That's exactly what you want to do. Well, can YugiOh bring over his card-playing skill into
We're going to
StarCraft
see
2
if he
right
activates
now.
his trap card this time. I don't know.
We'll see.
But, you know, it could be a win for YugiOh. I mean, YugiOh is very good. We can get in situations where we almost overhype some of these guys because they're so good at the time. But look, you know, Kings fall in StarCraft 2. All kings must die, as you wisely said at MLG. You poet. But seriously, it's pretty impressive to see, you know, the shift in who's on top and who's you know, on the way up. So looks like we got this game loading up here. The map is going to be Whirlwind. By the way, get out there, tell your friends to tune in to us here at GOMTV.net.
Yeah, and if you're in Korea, you owe it to yourself to come down here, eat free snacks, listen to BK the DJ.
Yes.
And of course, listen to us as well.
Yes, absolutely. Entry is free. In the upper left, he won the first time. He's going to have to do it just one more time to move on. Can he do it? He is. Or we're in the bottom right.
Grandmaster, Wongjin Star Soulkey.
Looks like YugiOh's already activated his trap card.
Yeah, there you go. And over here.
Master, Root YugiOh.
Root for root, tasteless.
Yep.
All right, so again, cheers to the awesome audience who has come down here on the first day.
Yeah, guys, thank you for coming down here. Give yourself a round of applause.
Yeah, I saw like 1 or 2 more snacks over there. Someone's going to have to eat those.
Yeah, man.
Can't be leaving any of that. YugiOh actually going for a 10 pool here, tasteless.
Yeah, very interesting. Counterintuitive to what the map is, but that might be what makes the strategy so good.
Yeah. Let's see. Is he going to keep a gas? You know, this could just be a Baneling bus, it looks like, tasteless. Just a really quick Baneling all, and it's definitely something that has the potential to kill Soulkey. You know what? This was a great choice by YugiOh.
Yeah,
he's kind of, it's a cross between skill and flipping a coin, right? This is a good idea.
It's a gamble, but if you execute it well and the odds are in your favor in this situation, you win.
And in these spots, Soulkey is not going to scout this. Look at how far away his overlords are right now. He's just not going to know until very late. So
he won't know until the last second, I think.
YugiOh's, he's given himself such a good shot at just taking this win. Well, you know, Soulkey did go pool first, so that's going to help him out at least a little bit. When he sees this coming, what he's probably going to want to do is cancel the hatchery at the natural, throw up 2 spines, and split drones and just kind of, you know, pray.
Yeah.
That's...
Well, you know, it's a
That's
tough
how
situation.
I normally try to hold something like this.
Now, you know, one thing to note is that depending on how many drones are killed or not killed, this game can normalize.
Yes, that's true.
Occasionally the game ends because one guy, the rush succeeds, or the other guy's rush fails miserably.
Oh boy. So now,
All right, now he knows.
he sees Zerglings. What does this mean? Does he throw up spines? One spine. If it's just one, then it gets a lot harder to hold because there's going to be a lot of Zerglings coming from YugiOh.
I can't believe he's actually driving back those links. To
There
make the
you go.
banelings, excuse me, of course.
He's sneaking them. And in fact, this is what Soulkey's looking for right now by running past in this way. But he went the wrong way there. Okay, so that one spine crawler looks like it should finish before any Banes are there. So he's just going to have to micro them pretty heavily. Target everything down. This hatchery, if YugiOh decides to kill the hatchery's going to die.
Yep.
But he's actually going for an actual win rather than killing a hatchery.
Yep.
Oh.
And how many drones killed? Four. Okay.
It's like not terrible, but it's not what he was looking for there. He definitely wanted to get a little bit more than what he got. Soulkey's starting to hold this reasonably well. And in fact, YugiOh is droning behind this.
Yeah.
So that's
This
definitely...
game may very well normalize.
Yeah.
Looks like he's just barely going to get that baneling.
Yeah, just barely so. Soulkey continuing trying to kill off an additional baneling, if he can. Those do cost gas. They are valuable right now.
Yep.
And I have to say, I really like the position for Soulkey here.
I got to agree with you, Artosis. He's in great shape right now.
Yeah, right? He has 2 queens against 0. He's got 2 more drones than his opponent. They've got the same amount of lings, and he's got a spine crawler. And with additional hatchery, how does YugiOh win from here, Tasteless? Tell me, please.
I don't know because he's behind. He doesn't even have an expansion up yet. He's going to try to get one. And you know what? Soulkey can just move out and attack that expansion while it's making, or even after it finishes.
Well, yeah, YugiOh's getting speed, so I guess Soulkey will have to sit back a little bit. But if he decides to get speed, he can then start to move out for sure. If he decides to go up to roaches, that's fine as well. Soulkey might even decide to just play normal from here.
Yeah, he can do that too. Well, he can do pretty much whatever he wants as long as he does it well.
Yeah. Going to be a tough one for YugiOh.
Yeah, it certainly is.
I wonder, what I feel like we're going to see here, Tasteless, is just step 2 all-in from YugiOh.
I think that's probably his best move. And this all-in should be even more dramatic than the previous all-in.
Yeah, the last one was a bit lackluster. But this one will have the additional hatchery, the additional queen. He's going to, or queens, I guess, at all. He is definitely going to be sending a lot more units, so it's going to be a little bit more hectic. But if Soulkey reads what's happening, has some roaches, some lings, if he can get some banelings out, more spines, anything like that, then he should be able to hold.
Now, I'm going to be totally frank, guys. This should be an easy win. It should be a walk in the park here for Soulkey to win this from here.
Yeah.
But you never know. People make mistakes. Soulkey's fallible like everybody else.
Yeah. Even Flash.
All
right, so here we go. The hatchery finishing up. Let's see how many drones does he make. He's making 2 right now. He's only on 19. Oh, God. It's 19 against 32 drones, Tasteless. YugiOh's actually still making drones. This might just be for a little bit of economy. Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Look at this cute move.
He's going to have the queens target down the banelings.
Yeah. Good thing he has 2 queens down there. If he didn't, this could have been one of the more brilliant things that we'd see.
Yeah, I do like the idea of that, though.
Yeah.
Because even if he detonates there,
oh my God,
you have to have 2 hits off on those drones to kill him. So that's.
Imagine if he had just a couple more Zerglings in there.
Yeah, he could have just right-clicked on each of those drones and done so much damage.
So much indeed. But as we look at the supplies, 70 to 38. Yeah.
That's the.
It's hard in a mirror to come back from deficits like this.
Yeah. That's really not good. All right, now he's just zoning out these lings. The lings are going to go down. They could have gone around to the bottom, but it probably wouldn't have been too successful. And, the problem is even the drone count, he's high up enough that he's going to start getting more and more units at an even exponential rate. And on top of all that, he's supply blocked YugiOh with that queen killing the Overlord.
Oh, God. Oh, Tasteless.
Indeed.
All right, so your life is on the line. You have to plan something. YugiOh's best chance of a win. Not at staying in the game longer, but the best chance of a win. What is it?
I think I turn off my computer and I don't know what, and try to make up some dramatic excuse as to why.
And then you go in front of the firing squad. But there we go. Soulkey moving forward with his roaches. Some spines are coming up. YugiOh just has to buy time for those to finish. But will he actually be able to?
Oh, one does not finish. The second one actually could take a lot more damage here.
Yeah, well, you know what? The Baneling's going to zone out all these Zerglings from him. Well, the Zergling's just going to run by.
I love that. Now going in here to the main, not a lot to defend. These drones very easily exposed.
In fact, the Roach is keeping a lot of the Lings at home as well. Baneling's trying to chase them up, but of course the Zergling's much faster here.
All right, again, a nice Baneling defense there, but a few more Lings still do remain.
Oh, God, and still these Roaches dealing damage. YugiOh.
Off the back of this, he's still making a ton more Roaches.
Yeah. Well, this is the right call. If he just puts on constant, reasonable pressure,
yeah,
he's still losing drones, Staceless. Over twice the supply for Soulkey at the moment.
This is really rough for YugiOh. Very soon here, Soulkey's going to surpass 100 supply. Right now, YugiOh, again, at what, 42? And he's making a lot of Roaches. There's not a lot that that YugiOh can do to defend. If he makes a Spine Crawler, then he loses a worker. He's already down a few workers.
Yeah. Well, let's be honest, Tasteless. There's no way for YugiOh to come back from here. This is actually an impossible task.
And I believe this is the killing blow coming up here, headed northbound to meet up with YugiOh's second base.
Yeah, I mean, YugiOh he's making a bunch of Banelings. And the thing is, even if he killed all these Roaches with those Banelings, Soulkey would have by far enough by the time he got over there to stop it. It doesn't even matter how cost-efficient he gets at this point. It's not going to happen. In fact, Soulkey's going to be 3 times the supply pretty soon.
All right, he's going to take out these spines here. Will the Banelings get here in time? Well, the splitting is just too good, it looks like. They can't optimize their damage.
Yeah. Well, you know, the splitting, not as good against spines, so YugiOh at least using that against him, but he's
really nice targeting here, by the way.
Ouch. That was a lot of Banelings on 1 or 2 Roaches. Okay, so that's it. GG.
All right, not exactly the most dramatic game we cast in here.
No, that one was a bit off.
Cast today.
Well, you know, YugiOh, he played well today. I liked his strategy choice there at the end. I really did. Going for just the 10-pull Baneling. Got scouted very late. And he wasn't able to do the damage.
Yeah,
that's just what it comes down to.
Put it very well here. So, you know, it was a nice group there that we had. Yeah, it's too bad at the end there, YugiOh just did not have any way to really come back, and that's what you have the price you have to pay when you do an all-in like that.
Yeah.
That's why it's called an all-in, is there's pretty much not an option from there that you can recover with.
No, and that's what an all-in is. You have no way to transition. That's it. It works or you die. And in this case, YugiOh dies, and we have Soulkey along with Flash going up. I bet there's not a ton of surprised people out there.
Yeah, I mean, it was...
I bet no one's like, oh my god, Ragnarok and YugiOh didn't make it? Like, oh, my liquid bets are ruined. No one's doing that, Tasteless.
Well, guys, we're going to go to a quick little break, and when we come back, we're going to go on to the second group we have today here, Group B, in just a little bit, so don't go anywhere.